all the way from US to the heart of South India. How did you embrace that transition?
One of the things which was difficult for me, and it wasn't in my hands, and I think that bothered me more when the choice was not mine and I didn't know. It was an unknown situation.
Make that choice also. Is it because we are at a very tender age and we cannot make that choice? Like, how did that happen to you?
I came to India on vacation. The man I married is the most perfect human being on earth. I was so lucky that I got him in my life. The circumstances I got him in my life is a different issue.
Right.
200 times I would only be with him.
Yes.
All my Janmas, every life, I only want to be with him.
Probably
but he
choose it.
probably doesn't want to live with me. But no. But if I had the choice, then I wouldn't have gone through the trauma I went through.
When people see a brand, they first see the brand and then they see the person you are.
Start this question is with the definition of identity. We have always been told in Western education that your identity matters. And it does. Your identity does matter because your identity makes you and your confidence. My identity is their identity and their identity is my identity.
Right.
We are one.
Exactly.
I know very well where I stand in both of these families. I know very well my position. I know very well my voice, and I know very well how I'm respected by both sides.
People identify you not because you're associated with the Dodla family or your father. They see you as Deepa Reddy. Like, how did you achieve that?
Wow. I actually never thought I was identified as Deepa Reddy.
Of course. I mean, people identify you as Deepa Reddy.
I think because I'm genuinely me.
But I think we also tend to, very easily change, very easily adapt.
And now, adaptation
Yeah.
is a different thing.
Yeah.
Yes, women adapt faster and
Yes.
better than any other human species. It's that example when you're in an aircraft, put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then aid the person next to you, right? Because if you don't have the oxygen to breathe, where are you going to help the person next to you breathe? And that was it just changed my life.
For a businesswoman, what is more important, capital or the community that believes in her, that she can also do it?
Moral support, somebody behind them saying that, "Nenunnanu," even if it fails, it's okay,
Right.
but I'm here for you,
Yeah. That
is
more
is
important.
definitely important.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Kinnera Reddy, consultant plastic reconstructive and cosmetic surgeon, and I welcome you to my podcast. This space is about conversations that go beyond titles and achievements, conversations about journeys, choices, identity, and the experiences that quietly shape who we become. There are women who inherit legacy, and then there are women who redefine it. This episode is for every woman who's evolving, who is adjusting quietly, who's fighting small battles no one sees, and who sometimes wonders, where do I fit in all of this? Let's talk about identity, let's talk about voice, and let's talk about the courage to become more than what the world expects of you. And I couldn't think of a more inspiring person to begin this journey with. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Deepa Reddy, a dynamic entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman, the legendary Madame Mahjong, a woman of vision, style, wit, and influence, and of course, an absolutely gorgeous woman. Welcome to our show. So, the first one, you've moved all the way from US to the heart of South India. So, how did you embrace that transition? I mean, was there anything that was very challenging to, mentally unlearn something to reconnect with your roots back in India?
Oh, that's a really good question. And so I grew up all my life in the United States, and I had an arranged marriage back
Yeah.
into India. And I think one of the things which was difficult for me, was it wasn't the moving to India, it was the fact that what I thought my life would be changed and it
Right.
wasn't in my hands. And I think that bothered me more than moving to India.
Okay.
If I had a choice to move wherever I wanted, it would have been my choice.
Right.
When the choice was not mine and I didn't know, it was an unknown situation, I think that derailed me and it upset me a lot.
Oh.
So it wasn't the country, it wasn't the people, it wasn't anything. It's the fact that what I thought my life should be became somebody else chose that, what my life should be. And I that bothered me a lot. Women or men or any human being should have the right to choose what their life should be and how they want to progress in life. When choice is taken away from someone and you're thrown into a situation where you didn't choose the family, you didn't choose the spouse, you didn't even choose the place you want to live, and now you have to reset,
Exactly.
it derails anyone. And it takes a long time to pick up those pieces and start all over again.
Right. And to
So,
make that choice also, is it because we are at a very tender age and we cannot make that choice? Like, how did that happen to you? Were you not
see,
given
at
the
the
choice?
age
Or?
of 90, I came to India on vacation.
Okay.
Actually, I was here on
Okay.
vacation.
Okay.
And obviously, it wasn't something that anyone thought of.
Yeah.
And I have to be clear, the man I married is the most perfect human being on earth.
I agree.
And it was, I was so lucky that I got him in my life. The circumstances I got him on my life was a different. The circumstances I got him in my life is a different issue.
Right.
But if I had to redo this again, I would have 200 times. I would only be with him.
Yes.
All my janmas. Every
Yeah.
life, I only want to be
But
with him.
probably
But
choose
he
it.
probably doesn't want to live with me. But but no. But if I had the choice,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't have gone through the trauma I went through.
Okay.
Because now I had to deal with the trauma of
Yes.
of this transition.
Yeah.
And I also had to be a new bride in a joint family. And I had to live with another human being
Yeah.
and adjust to him with a person I don't even know.
Right.
And we're from
Yeah.
two different worlds.
Right.
We have no connection
Yeah.
whatsoever. There's nothing in common between the two of us,
Yes.
except that we both are Telugus and we're both, from the same community. But so is so many other people, right?
Right. Right.
So, I mean, I think that's where
Right.
the situation is. Yes, when you're very young
Yeah.
and you cannot make choices on your own, and it was a different era.
Yes.
And then it was a different set of parents
Yeah.
with a different set of values.
Yes.
I think today's parents of young children who, I think having an arranged marriage or even an assisted marriage
Oh,
is very good.
yeah.
I think youngsters, let your parents look for people. It's so difficult to date and find somebody, okay?
I agree.
But it should be your choice to marry or not
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day. So I think that's where the differentiation came.
Yeah. And you come from the family of legacy. Okay. So be it, you're the backbone of the Dodlas and you're the daughter of the Cheese Reddy. So how does it feel? I mean, when people see a brand, they first see the brand and then they see the person you are. So do you find it challenging to carve your own identity as Deepa? As a mentor or an entrepreneur or whatever, the person you are, is it really difficult to carve that identity?
That's a really great question. And I think where we have to start this question is with the definition of identity.
Right.
We have always been told in Western education that your identity matters. And
Yes,
it does.
it
Your
does.
identity does matter because your identity makes you and your confidence. But when you're in a collective whole, when let it be Dodla, let it be
Right.
my other family. I mean, my other family, my own family is not my other family,
Yeah.
my own family.
Yeah.
My identity is their identity, and their identity is my identity.
Right.
We are one.
Yes.
So if I am Deepa Dodla or I am Deepa Cheese Reddy's daughter,
Yeah.
I embrace both of them equally, and I love to be identified by it.
Yeah.
Because why is because their identity is mine. I don't have that feeling that they're separated from me. And now, how am I able to do that? Because I have tremendous self confidence. I
Exactly.
know very well where I stand in both of
Exactly.
these families.
Yeah.
I know very well my position. I know very well my voice. And I know very well how I'm respected
Yes.
by both sides.
Yeah.
Did it happen overnight?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Respect is not something you take, it's something that you build over
over the
time.
years, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
right. And I so I don't mind having that identity. I don't mind being that silent ladder for the organizations to grow. I don't mind being that what do you call it? The kingmaker,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So I don't mind. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of these big surnames, and you don't actually hear about each one of them proving their identity in all the generations. But here you are. I mean, your previous generations have proved it, and people identify you not because you're associated with the Dodla family or your father. They see you as Deepa Reddy. Like, how did you achieve that?
Wow. I actually never thought I was identified as Deepa Reddy.
Of course, I mean,
I've,
people identify you as Deepa Reddy, and then they say
oh,
she
she is
belongs
the,
to
okay,
Dodla.
wow. Well,
Yeah.
I want to say it's my stellar personality.
Definitely.
I think because I'm genuinely me.
Right.
I don't think it's because I am associated with a brand or brands. And that's how I associate with people,
Yeah.
is just being genuinely you
Yes.
and being basically a good
Yeah.
person.
Yes.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that I have that identification.
Yes.
Also, maybe I don't know. I find myself very different from a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think different. I obviously
No,
talk
I think
different. But
you think very ordinary than different. I mean, I mean, maybe wherever you are in the room, it just illuminates, and that energy is so, it's very very. I don't know. Should we call you an influencer? I mean, it's
I don't millennial words, right? Influencer.
yeah. But
My
if you're there in
husband,
a room, we know yes, there's energy. There is Deepa in this room that way.
my husband always tells me, he repeatedly says this to me, is that if I walk into a room, the reason why people notice is not because who I'm backed by or who I'm associated with. It's because I am me.
Okay.
And I'm very comfortable being me.
Right.
And another thing, I'm very, very appreciative of you. I see you,
Oh my
right?
God.
It's
Yeah.
not always, it's not, okay, is everyone looking at me?
Yeah.
Am I in the center of the attention? It's all about me. No.
Right.
For me, when I walk into a room, I look at everyone else as them. And I love so many individuals for whatever they do because
Yeah.
they bring with them so many stories,
Yeah.
so much personality.
Yeah.
And I enjoy interacting and
Yeah.
listening to what,
Yeah.
who they are, what,
Their
what they've
stories.
done, stories
Yeah.
of what they are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the you in you.
Yeah. Right.
And therefore you enjoy me.
Yes, that's true. So, do you think this is very natural to women? I mean, is it more easy for women than men, gelling so well, or that the adapting to the transitions or pivoting in life? You think it's more natural to women?
I think women have to deal with a lot of people in their life and they have to communicate. Now, is it natural to women? I think it's natural to people.
Okay.
And I think women have to do it more often because they are the ones who have to, they're the glue of the family.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But not all women are good at it either, nor are all men good at it.
That's true. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's natural to women, but I think women are forced to
Okay.
be that,
Yeah.
to take on that role
right.
of the communicator, the one who has to listen and be listened to.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But I really don't know. I wouldn't want to put a role to this.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of men who communicate incredibly well.
Right. That's true. Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a personality trait.
Yeah. But I think we also tend to, very easily change, very easily adapt. I don't know if we have that natural
I
instinct.
think that, no, adaptation
Yeah.
is a different thing.
Yeah.
Yes, women adapt faster
Yes.
and better than any other human species, which is obviously men.
But I think we also get stressed about it,
yes,
about
because
the change.
yeah, because when you adapt, you have to let go of something to adapt to be something else.
Right.
And when you end up letting go of yourself a little too much to adapt so much, it hurts you.
Right.
And then that becomes an identity crisis.
Exactly.
And we adapt for our parents to be
Yeah.
that good daughter.
Yeah.
We adapt to our husbands to be a good wife.
Yeah.
We adapt to the in-laws to be a good daughter-in-law. We adapt with friends.
Absolutely.
We adapt to our husbands' friends.
Yes.
We adapt to society as
Yes.
women that this is
Yes.
the way we should be, handling ourselves.
Yes.
We adapt to beauty concepts
Yeah.
that may be foreign to us. We adapt, we over adapt.
Yes.
We are adapters.
Right. But how do you manage that stress of adaptation? I mean, when you're adapting from one change to the other or accepting in the transitions, and how do you manage with that stress?
Not easy. No,
Yeah.
it's for all women out there, adapting is not easy. There will come a point in your life that you have lost yourself
Exactly.
and your self-worth and who you are. You just forget what you were. And when you come to that point, you are so numb to everything around you because you don't have an opinion anymore.
Yeah.
Because you adapted so much
Yeah.
that you
You just lose yourself.
you're just like a zombie walking
Yeah.
in a room. That's
Yeah.
all it is. You lose, and you're very unhappy. You don't even know why you're unhappy.
Yeah.
And I was there. It's not
Really?
like I wasn't there. Of course, I was there. I came into India in 1992, and I can tell you. And this is a very open conversation, and I've never said this to anyone else. But now I'm older and I can. Sometime around 95, 96, I adapted so much to being Indian and in India with all the Indian influences around me, even though I'm Indian, right?
Yeah.
That I lost me. And in that process, I was so unhappy. And I made the people around me unhappy
Yeah.
because I was unhappy. And I have a very strong mother. And she told me something amazing. And I think that changed my life. She said, if the Deepa inside is not happy, the Deepa outside will never be able to make others happy.
True.
So you got to find your own happiness. And sometimes your own happiness will make somebody else unhappy.
Right.
But you come first. And that's the way you have to survive.
Yeah.
It's that example when you're in an aircraft. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then aid the person
other.
next to you.
Right.
Because if you don't have the oxygen to breathe, where are you going to help the person next to you breathe?
Correct.
And that was it just changed my life
That's so
completely.
true. Yeah.
And then I went into the path of, okay, I do have to adapt. I cannot be rigid, but I have to adapt to a point where this is acceptable adaptation.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be, I can accept this, but I will not accept this
Yes.
because I can't lose myself in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
So,
But unfortunately, in India especially, women are tamed to be silent. So how do you motivate them to just speak up and, start taking those important decisions in life?
not necessarily must we speak about everything and have opinions on everything verbally.
Okay.
If you decide you want to do something, choose your battles very carefully. Sometimes that battle is not through your opinion, it's just through your action. If you want to do something, you go about doing it. All right. And if you want change, you be that change maker first. Don't expect others to change around you. They will never change. But when you start changing, people will start adapting to you.
But we are expected to stay silent.
Our expectations are in our mind. I always say that we are expected, but who is stopping you? Yourself.
Right.
No one is going to stop you if you decide to do something.
Right.
What is the worst thing that can happen? They'll say no, and then what?
Nothing.
Nothing
Yeah.
else. Okay,
That's
alagtaru.
అవును.
Okay, ఎన్ని రోజులు alagtaru?
Correct.
Okay. What is the worst thing that can happen? An argument?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you are right and it's something that you want to do, okay, nothing in life comes for free.
Yeah.
Everything is a struggle for everyone. But if you don't want to take on that struggle, then you have no right to complain.
Right, right.
Nobody will change, Kinnera. We only have to change and we need to make ourselves better. We need to make ourselves happy.
Right. Especially when we're talking about decision making in boardrooms or leadership spaces. More than that, I think it's very important that you start speaking up at your home, at your own place, in your everyday emotional battles at home. So I think we should win there first before being the decision maker elsewhere. Right?
I think that it's two very separate things because see, home is are soft skills. Okay,
Yeah.
home has no rules. Home has no boundaries.
Right,
That's
right.
unfortunate.
Right.
All right. When you go into a boardroom,
Yeah.
there is maryadalu untayi. There are certain things because it's decorum.
Yeah.
There are certain things that are said, not said.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So at least there's a set of rules we follow.
Right.
But at home, it's because we've known each other so well. It's just comes naturally that we'll say things that'll hurt another person.
Right.
We would never say that in a boardroom.
Right, right.
We would never intentionally hurt somebody in the office space.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
But we will go home and we will intentionally hurt someone we love the most.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
person who stands by us
Yes.
the longest, we will hurt them when we are frustrated.
Yeah.
So when you say we need a voice for things, anything, it doesn't matter man or woman. See, in a marriage, we're equals. The day that your spouse decides you're not equal is the day when you have a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now you got to address that as a
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Address the situation. Address the situation. What exactly is causing this suppression or anger
Right.
or something that's causing you pain, right?
Right.
It could be that the spouse is unhappy or has expectations of you which you're
Right.
not fulfilling.
Right.
And then that has to be addressed, saying that I cannot do these things
Yeah.
because I have these things to do.
Yeah.
Another thing is that sometimes because we are a woman and man roles, we have been embedded
Right.
in our DNA
Right.
that women have to do this. They have to do the child rearing, they have to take care of the kitchen, the house should be clean,
Yes.
and you have to go to work,
Yes.
and you have to look gorgeous,
Yeah.
and you have to
get-
whatever.
Yeah.
And when somebody comes home, you have to be smiling all the time.
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult. But
Yeah.
when you're in an equal opportunity marriage,
Right.
both will take that burden.
Yeah.
That conversation has to conversation has to be had
Yes.
in the beginning of a wedding, in a
Yeah.
marriage,
Yeah.
that we are in this life together.
Yeah.
And that generation is finished, and this is the new millennium.
Yeah. So you have to carefully draw that thin boundary between maintaining peace as well as voicing out your opinion at the same time if you don't like something.
If you don't like something, yes, be smart about it.
Yeah. Right.
Fight the battle you have to fight.
Yeah.
You don't have to win all battles,
Yeah.
but win the
Right.
war.
Yeah.
Win the war.
In the war.
Yes,
Somehow. Yeah.
somehow win the war.
Okay.
And sometimes there's things I don't like what's happening. I don't. But
But when
it's
you
okay.
don't,
I
yeah.
don't like what's happening. But I take my time. I don't say anything right there and then. I don't react. I think through it. I collect data points. Okay.
That's nice.
I collect data points. I have a very scientific mind because I was educated in the sciences.
Okay.
There's a hypothesis, there
Yeah.
is a theory,
Yeah.
there's a thesis,
Yeah.
there is everything.
Yeah.
And I build up factual information.
Oh.
And
nice.
I work on that person very slowly,
Okay.
layer by layer by layer by layer. Nothing is going to happen immediately in life.
Okay.
Things need patience. This is not instant gratification. I yell at you, you are going to change, you are going to make amends. It'll never happen.
Okay.
And it's a fool to think that just because I showed authority, that the world around me is going to just change because I showed authority. All right?
Right.
They're going to think she's a crazy woman.
Right.
That's what they're going to think.
Right.
But if you do it slowly, systematically,
Yeah.
strategically, layer by layer, you can peel that onion.
That's a nice one.
You can peel that onion, you can
okay.
chop it and use it the way you want.
Okay.
And that goes not only for family, it goes
Everywhere.
in your personal life, in your
workplace.
corporate life, in your workplace. You have to strategize and do it slowly but
Layer
surely,
by layer.
layer by layer, step
it.
by step.
Got it.
That's your opinion.
And when you have to say no, because this is my personal challenge, it's very difficult for me to say no when I want to say no.
And why do you think so? Why is it that you don't want to say no?
I mean, when I know it's not right, and when I want to say no, I'm not going to do this, something holds me back from,
Is it because you feel there's going to be an argument, or you think someone's going to get hurt, or do you think that's just you don't want to rock the boat?
maybe a mixture of all of them. And then you sometimes just feel that, okay, let's, instead of saying no, just finish the task and get away with that. Even though when you don't like to do it.
In life, there are things that we don't like, but we have to do
Yeah.
to keep the peace, to
Yes.
keep the Bundy moving. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And there are some things that we don't have to do because it will not have any impact on anyone.
Right.
You have to choose which makes sense to you.
Right. So you have
See,
to
we
differentiate that.
Yeah, see, we live in a collective. We're not
Right.
independent individuals in this
Correct.
world. We live in a collective society.
Correct.
If all cogs in the wheel move simultaneously, can we progress forward?
Right.
And sometimes a no is not going to work.
Correct.
But sometimes a no, when it's going to hurt you and it's affecting you as an individual, then you have to figure out a new path.
Right.
You have to figure out a solution.
Right.
There is a solution to every problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to come up with the solution. You know the problem,
Right.
but what's the solution?
Yes.
So,
That's
that's how I worked through my life.
Okay.
In my life,
Right.
there's a solution.
Nice.
Patience. It'll come. We'll deal with it.
Yes. But that's correct. Like you said, no can be both the ways. Sometimes you need to say no, and sometimes you have to go ahead even when you don't like it for the betterment and
Yeah, for the collective whole.
collective whole. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a collective whole. See, sometimes we can't think of ourselves as nene hero,
అవును.
okay, inalchinde.
అవును.
It doesn't work. The collective
Yeah.
whole, it doesn't work with the collective
Man is a
whole.
social being, so
It's like corporate HR, human
Yeah,
resource. They can't
right.
say no to everybody. Everybody
Right.
will lose, everybody will leave the job.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like we're talking, if you say, I think in your previous one of your interviews, I've seen majority of the workers in your factory are females. That's true, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, have you noticed that, when women are treated differently or maybe respected more when they get a paycheck? Is that true?
Oh, if it is a person who's earning in the
Earning,
family,
yeah,
a
in the
woman
family,
earning
yeah,
in the family,
yeah. Especially when they get their first paycheck. Did you come across any women, getting their first paycheck and making a difference in their life in terms of
when a
respect?
woman comes in and brings in extra money into the household, she is wow, she's working and she's bringing. Let the same woman bring more money than the male counterpart, all of a sudden she's evil.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
all
true.
of a sudden she's undermining my value as a man.
Right.
Okay, all of a sudden, you need to be a real man
Yeah.
to support a woman who is making more money than you.
Right. Right.
And I think real men do that because they don't look at you as a woman, they look at you as a partner.
Right. Right.
And your success is their success.
Correct.
And if that mentality comes, great. But
Right.
we have been told as a society all over the world, the man earns, and the woman, if she earns, fantastic, bonus.
Right.
Okay, you lucky guy.
Yeah.
Right? But if the woman earns more or is more powerful than the man in a corporate situation or a business situation,
Right.
all of a sudden this man has lost his manliness.
Yes.
And it's not him who did that.
Yeah.
It's society that did that to men.
Right. Right.
We always talk about women and women empowerment.
Right.
We are equally as bad to men.
Yes. And that's true.
Equally as bad. So
Right.
mothers of sons
Right.
have to tell their sons, listen, if you have a crazy, wonderful wife who is earning and doing wonderful things, be by her side because her success is your success.
True.
And your success is her success also.
Right. Right.
So we need to
Right.
change the way society thinks
Right.
first.
Right.
See, we always talk about women, women don't have opinions, women or whatever. Men go through equally as bad as
That's
women.
True. That's true.
They're also stuck,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And sometimes they're stuck between two women,
Correct. Yeah.
their moms and their wives.
Right. Right.
So balance.
Right,
You got to
right.
give them some credit.
Right. Stop chesava. Okay.
So, I mean, that's my opinion
Yeah,
on things.
yeah.
Society in the whole has to change
Okay.
for both, for everyone to be happy.
Right. But then, if you see, like they generally say, if you empower a woman in a village, the education system or the overall development for the next generation gets empowered. But whereas if you empower a man, only it probably restricts to only that particular family or the couple or just the man. But
The reason why I feel that saying is done is that when you empower a woman, what happens is because she brings up a man,
right, yeah,
that son in her home is who she will teach.
right,
Okay?
Right.
It's very rare that the husband takes on the roles of teaching the children moral and ethics,
Yeah.
morality and ethics.
Yeah.
It's the woman who teaches be kind,
Yeah.
be nice,
Yeah.
be good to your sister,
Yeah.
be whatever, tells the sister have respect for your brother.
Right.
You guys are equal.
Right, right.
You're my
right.
equals. Because
Right.
the woman says that because she's the softer, nurturing partner in the
Right.
family.
Right.
A woman's role in the family is incredibly important.
Yes. Yes.
Now, the same woman, though, will feed her son more than her daughter.
Yeah.
Then what did you do? What did you do? What did you empower?
Right. Right.
The same woman will tell her son, beat your wife.
Yeah.
Then what did you empower?
Yes.
Half the problems in our country is because women are not trained properly to do the right things.
Right. Right.
It's not because of we didn't empower them.
Right. Right.
You know, they bring up boys.
Yes.
What happened to those boys?
Like the Raja Betas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So women,
Yeah.
you get your act together.
Right.
See, I'm not a feminist.
Yeah.
I'm a realist.
Right. Right.
Reality.
This is, I mean, when we're talking about that, that's not true feminism. It's fake feminism when you're saying it's only about women. That's not true feminism.
We
in
need to
fact.
talk about society as a whole.
Right.
Men and women must work together to progress.
Yeah.
And we all have roles to play in it.
Yeah.
And some are very feminine roles and some are very masculine roles.
Right. Right.
And in today's generation, there are some roles where both do it together, where it was very segregated when we were younger,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And today, now it's combined.
Yeah.
But still, the feminine part of the household, the nurturing, all that still is a very woman's thing because it's in our DNA. We're genetically made that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And men are genetically made in a different way.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that's where we need to move. And I think we should have conversations
Right.
about how to manage these expectations from each other.
Right. Right.
So, we can move together progressively.
Yes.
In my household, why I love being married to the man I'm married to is because he upholds these values.
Okay. That's
He
nice.
treats, we're three women in the house, two daughters and me,
Yeah.
and he treats all of us with utmost respect.
Wow.
Any decision making, we make together.
Wow.
We decide together. We are empowered. All four of us are empowered, including him,
Right.
right?
Right.
And because of that, it's not that he did it.
Right.
We also took those responsibilities to come up to a level so that the world will be able to see us
Right.
as a whole, as a
Right.
family,
Right.
as a whole. And that's what I love about the family,
Right.
is that they uphold that,
Right.
and that becomes sustainable.
Correct.
That's a legacy family.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
sustainable.
Okay.
And similarly, in my parents' house,
Yeah.
it's exactly the same also,
Wow.
right? So
Okay.
that way, we were always empowered
Yeah.
to do things and be this way. The only issue that we had was when it comes to marriage, all those things go out of the window.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Yeah.
those days, today,
Right.
of course, the world has changed.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So if you're talking about your show, Nenu Superwoman, I think you have a lot of Telugu fans for your show. Yeah, and it was wonderful watching it there.
Aww.
Yeah. So how did it feel? I mean, so many wonderful women pitching their ideas to you, and it was really great watching that. But did you also feel that some of the women, I mean, what exactly was psychologically or what was holding them back, especially the Telugu women? What is holding them back from becoming the wonderful entrepreneurs compared to the other states? Do you feel, is there any difference? Do you think we are holding back somewhere?
No, I don't think. See, I didn't feel anyone was holding back anything. Just the fact that you created a product or a service and you're selling it,
Right.
that itself shows that you have no fear. Because
correct.
because we all have great ideas.
Yes, definitely.
But to make those ideas come alive,
Right,
you have to first get over that fear
right,
of that.
right.
No, I'm a woman.
Yeah,
Maybe I won't be able to do this. How will
Yeah.
I go about
Yeah.
doing this?
Yeah.
So I didn't see any fear in anyone.
Okay, that's nice.
But let me tell you about business. We all have great ideas. But one out of a million only one out of a million businesses will make money.
Okay.
Everything, a lot of it will fail.
Yeah,
And we're scared of that failure. And you're
Right.
scared as a woman failing
Yeah.
because they'll say, I told you so.
right,
Right? You would have been better if you just stayed at home,
Yeah.
took care of the kids, took care of me,
Yeah,
all right, as your
right.
husband, took
Right.
care of your in laws,
Right,
then go out there, make a fool out of yourself,
Yeah.
lose money,
right.
and that scares us more.
Yeah, I think that is what is probably
Yeah.
holding a lot of them.
Yes.
Because it's not the same case with a man. If he loses, like, parvaledle, next time.
No, if a man loses, you're like, what's wrong with you? You lost all the family money. Now what are you going to do? They go through equal problems also.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of men fear to do business.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you think the people in the house are going to go, it's okay, Babu, next time. No. They say,
Okay.
useless fellow. Can't even do that
The
right.
pressure is more on them.
Yeah, because they are supposed to earn.
Right, right.
If a woman doesn't earn, do you think anybody is going to be upset with her? They're more upset why she didn't make good chapatis.
That's true. That's
Okay?
true. Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, if she earned or not.
Yeah.
But the man doesn't earn, useless fellow.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
He can't even do that.
Yeah.
As it is, he doesn't make good chapatis. At least eat panche.
Right.
It is pressure of a man or a woman are two different pressures.
Okay.
And they're equally as bad.
Equally bad.
Equally bad. So, see what happens in a woman if she starts to work and you have to put so much energy in starting a business. You have to do so much, and she has to run this household because that was
Right.
always she was always doing it before.
right.
So a woman in business has to work 200%
Both. Okay. Yeah.
compared to a man in business because he has a good wife.
Right.
So if you ask me as an entrepreneur, what do I really want in my life? I want a really good wife.
Okay.
I would love to marry a great wife
Okay.
because she will deal with everything. And the home, when the home is happy and there's, everything is perfect in the house,
The
it just
whole
makes
village
you,
is happy.
it just makes you so happy when you go to work.
Right.
Because
That's true.
this is all taken care of,
Right. Right.
and it makes a big difference.
Right.
But if you want to be a woman entrepreneur or a woman in a corporate job,
Yeah.
you got to do this, and it's hard. And that's why I say today for couples,
Yeah.
do it together.
Yeah. That's true. That's
Because you can't expect one person to create paradise
Yeah.
and follow her dreams
Right.
and then come back and say paradise is a mess.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
Well, you're part of this paradise.
Right. That's true.
So let's do it together.
Together.
And let's adjust together about
Correct.
it so
Right.
both of us can succeed
Yeah. And enjoy the fruits together.
and enjoy the fruits together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grow old together, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So our mentalities have to change.
Change. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
So, for a businesswoman, what is more important, capital or the community that believes in her, that she can also do it?
Moral support definitely is a big thing for any human being,
Oh, okay.
man or woman.
Yeah.
Moral support, somebody behind them saying that, "Nenunnanu," even if it fails, it's okay,
Right.
but I'm here for you.
Yeah. That is more
Is
important.
definitely important.
Yeah.
And of course, everything else follows. Capital is important. All of those things are
I think that
important.
follows.
But the fact that I have someone behind me
Yes.
and says, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't worry, sweetie, I'll make the chapatis tonight.
Yeah.
You finish your balance
Yeah.
sheet to submit to the bank to get capital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a real partnership.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a real partnership.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like in general, we measure success in terms of valuation. So, do you think for a woman, is there something that the world is missing in terms of deeper valuation, or do you think is there something that the world is missing out in terms of recognizing a female entrepreneur or a businesswoman having more efforts in the business than a man?
Maybe in the yesteryear, but
Okay,
today,
not today.
today
you think?
business schools all over the world, when they teach legacy, when they teach who's going to take over, when they teach all these things, today's world is all about merit.
Okay.
It's not about man or woman.
Okay.
It's about your merit.
Okay.
If you are good,
Okay.
you are good.
Okay.
And you will succeed because
Okay.
you are good, because I need you
Right. Right.
to run things.
Right.
So today's world is all meritocracy.
So you feel there's no gender bias?
There is gender bias, of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, if a man and women are both have the equal merit.
Yes.
Okay, they came to that.
Right.
Why will I not take a woman compared to a man? Because a woman, she'll get pregnant, she'll have pregnancy leaves,
Right.
then she has to take care of the child.
Right.
And because she's the only one who can feed the child.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's not because the man can't.
Right. Right.
All right.
Right.
It's just because of her genetic makeup and you can't tell a woman don't become a mother.
Right. Right.
You have no right to say that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And now when she becomes a mother, then child rearing is there.
Yeah.
Not all women have great moms
Correct.
because
Yeah.
their moms are their wives.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
A lot of women don't have that support.
Right. Right.
But then does that mean they stop having children?
No. But then they have to put those extra efforts to reach the
Yes.
same success level.
Yes,
as
exactly.
their
Even though they're
counterparts.
equally, but because that is the genetic makeup of a woman. And
Mm.
then we have this crazy DNA in us called the guilt gene.
Exactly.
Okay. And we
Exactly.
feel guilty.
Yes.
Oh, I left the baby and went.
Yes.
The baby's 3 months old. How can I leave the baby and go? Because we're
Yes.
moms.
Yes.
Nature has made all female creatures
Right.
nurturers.
Right.
Okay. It could be a human mom. It
Yes.
could be a bear mom. It could be, I don't know, penguin mom.
Yes. Yeah.
But all the species all over the world, the
Right.
moms nurture the baby until that baby can fend for itself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's highly unnatural for a woman to let go of a child
yes.
and feel perfectly fine
Yes,
about it.
Yes. And the guilt paradox, especially like when the more successful a woman is, she's expected to feel the guilt even more
She does it herself.
herself. Okay.
Nobody puts it on her.
Okay.
She does it to herself.
Okay.
She feels guilty seeing other moms and they're with their children and they're doing school things with them
Yeah.
and they're sitting with them for tuition and
Yeah.
they're there for everything.
Yeah.
We've got to stop feeling guilty as women.
How?
It's on us.
What is the prescription for that guilt paradox?
It's in the mind.
Okay.
You have to say, I feel the guilt,
Yeah.
but I know this guilt is not real.
Okay.
It is my DNA,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm not feeling guilty, but if I do feel guilty, let me make it up in a different way, maybe.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
But able to say that I do feel guilty, but it's not my fault. It is me as a person, I feel that way.
Right. Right.
And you know what? It's okay, Kinnera, if you have to take care of your child and if it takes you 2 years out of your life to bring up a wonderful human being,
Yeah.
you're doing society a great favor.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And you come back into the workforce after they go to school.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your counterpart probably went up by 10 notches.
Yes.
So what?
Yeah. It should be okay.
It's still okay.
Mm.
Because I'd rather have you bring up
Yeah.
a wonderful, exemplary human being
Right.
than a
Right.
serial killer.
True.
And people have to give that lots of credit.
Yes. Yes.
Motherhood is the most important role
Right.
for human civilization.
Right.
And corporates should give that.
Yes.
Other people should give it. People
Yeah.
in the family should give it.
Yeah.
We must celebrate motherhood.
Right. Right.
And because it's the miracle of birth.
Right. Definitely.
And it's you're bringing the next generation into this
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. And I think we should let go of that myth, the superwoman myth.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no such thing as a superwoman.
Yeah.
There's no
It's-
Superman either.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that Superman has a lot of flaws.
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
So does Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They both don't have children.
Correct. Yeah.
And they're not married.
Right.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's no. One day at a time. We're ordinary
One thing at a
people.
time.
One thing at a time. We're ordinary people living in extraordinary lives.
Yeah. Extraordinary circumstances.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we can handle it.
Yes,
we can handle
cope
it.
up with that.
We
Yeah.
can cope. We can handle.
Yeah.
Organize yourself.
Yeah.
Understand your capabilities. Understand your strengths. Understand who's on your side
Right,
that you can
right.
derive help from.
Right.
I always tell everyone just ask the people around you for help.
Yes.
That's all it is. Don't be this, I don't need help.
Yeah.
I'm independent.
Yeah.
I can do everything
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask for help.
Ask for help. True. That's true.
People will help.
Yeah.
We are the human race is a good
And I
race.
think we all should feel lucky that we have those 4 or 5 bunch of people who are always ready to help us at 3 a.m. also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
You
When we
know?
have people, why not?
Yes.
Yes.
Take that help.
Yeah.
Take that help. And if you need time off,
Yeah.
take time off if you
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
If it's possible.
Right.
So and don't beat yourself up so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You're only beating yourself up,
True.
ruining your own health.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And how do you manage the energy? You're a mother, you're a grandmother, and you're literally multitasking with so many things. And there are good people, there are bad people, there are people who are trying to, help you out at whenever you need. There are also people who are trying to pull you down. How do you manage with the energies?
That's a really good question. I learned very early on in life when somebody would bother me and I'd go to my room and start crying. And it affected me one day. They won. I will not allow them to win over me.
Right.
They won
Right.
because I'm affected,
Right.
right?
Right.
The day I'm not affected,
Right.
they didn't win. I won. So since that day, if something bothers me, even a little bit, I tell myself,
Right.
I will not allow them to win.
That's
I will not allow them to take away my happiness
right.
because I am the custodian of my happiness,
Correct.
not them.
Yes. All those talking behind your back, let them be behind your back.
In front of my back also, you want to talk, that's fine also. But I will not allow you to win
That's so
and win over my peace
That's so true. Yes.
because I am the custodian of my
Right.
emotions,
Right. Right.
right? They're not.
Yeah. Right.
But if they say something that makes sense to me, yeah, it might hurt me because it's not what my opinion is. It might be the truth also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I need to have the intelligence to understand what they're trying to say to me.
Right.
Not everything is a criticism.
Right. Right.
It might be something to support and help me.
Correct.
Maybe I'm going in the wrong path.
Correct.
Maybe I have to redirect.
Right.
So, not everyone's opinion is a bad opinion, and not
That's
everyone's statement is a bad statement.
Yeah.
We need to be intelligent to decipher the intention behind that statement
Correct. And be matured enough.
and be mature enough
Yeah.
to say, okay, this may be true,
Yes. That's true.
right? Or maybe it's not true.
Yes.
But then again, that should be me.
That's correct. Right.
We can't blame everybody all the time, Kinnera.
Yes. That's true.
We also have to put the blame on ourselves too,
That's true. That's true.
right?
That is so well said. But if there are some more, like maybe 1 or 2 important lessons that you would want to pass on to your daughters and granddaughters, to continue the legacy of the family like you did, what would that be?
If you want to be respected in society, then you need to work for it. Number one,
Yes.
it cannot be given to you.
Yes.
It's not given on a platter.
Yeah.
You work for that.
Yes.
Number two, merit will always win over legacy. Just because you're my daughter doesn't mean you have the right to either act a certain way or become I don't know, MD of a company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You must have the merit
Yes,
for that.
that's
And therefore, you must have the people skills.
Okay.
Number three, you need to know when to win the battle, or you need to know when to lose the battle and win the war.
Yeah.
Be smart. Be smart on what we do. Diplomacy
Okay.
and how you work with people should be your utmost skill, not only in business, but also in your home,
Right. Right.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you have to suffer for it.
Yeah.
It means that you are above it and you know the end goal.
Right. Right.
And number four, have tremendous clarity in whatever you do.
Wow. Yes.
Have clarity.
Yes.
When you're confused, you cannot make the right decisions.
Yes.
Have clarity. And to
Yes.
have clarity, you need to collect your data points.
Right. Right. I think this is not just for your daughters or your granddaughters. I think it's for all the young women out there. It's for me and everybody watching.
Men, young men, cameraman,
Everyone.
everyone, okay? Have
Everyone.
clarity.
Right.
Have clarity.
Yeah.
And there's a
That's nice.
solution to all problems.
Yeah.
We just have to think about it. There will be a
Yes.
solution.
Yes.
Yes.
And then let's move into the fun part of it. You have another delightful title, the Madam Mahjong. So what is this about? I mean, how does it feel to, have that title?
This
What
is
is
one of the
this
most
about?
exciting times
I
in my
always
life
wanted
right
to
now.
ask you this question. But
So
Yeah.
this, mahjong is a Chinese tile
right.
game,
Yeah.
and I started playing it last year.
Right.
I couldn't find any
Oh,
play.
just 1 year.
Just 1 year.
And then you're already
This is the crazy thing, so I started playing mahjong,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find anyone to play mahjong with.
Okay.
So I thought, let me teach a couple of friends.
Okay.
That couple of friends became, 60, 70 friends.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, people were asking me, can you teach me? And I didn't know who they were
Okay.
completely. And I
Okay.
said, okay, let me teach with a fee because it's
Okay.
my time that's going
Okay.
into it.
Okay.
And that became something else.
Okay.
I just saw my, I just counted how many people I trained this month.
Okay.
In the month of February,
Okay.
I trained 250 people.
Wow. Wow. That's a
250
big
people
number in
this
1
month alone
Oh
in
my
February.
God, amazing.
And of course, I didn't do it all by myself.
Yeah.
I was able, because we are, because we run businesses and we understand how business works,
Yeah.
getting people in, motivating trainers, training
Right.
trainers,
Right.
going into multiple spots,
Right.
and coming up with a system which is sustainable and doable, right?
Right.
Because you can't do anything and everything by yourself.
Right.
I over the process created a phenomenal team, which I call the Tile Masters,
Right. Right.
who are just a bunch of great young people.
Right.
And so now we're going into product lines.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at, so many things are
Expanding it.
happening. It's just, I myself am so excited. I don't even know what I'm doing.
It's like exploding, especially in Hyderabad. Mahjong is now the new thing.
The new thing
Yeah.
all over India.
All over India. in
All
fact,
over
yes,
India.
yes.
And it's really phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because in a short period of time, so now why Instagram?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
About when I was around 46 time low, I started a bucket list,
Okay.
right? Maybe
Okay.
a little earlier, maybe 44. I saw the movie Bucket List.
Okay.
And I said, I must have a bucket list.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I wrote out all the things I need to experience and do in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, some things I take out. Like, I don't want to do that now. Maybe I
Yeah.
want to do it then, but I don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
But some things I'm like, I want to experience these particular things. Like
Right.
1 year, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in 2019, I studied under stand-up comedians in the
Okay,
city.
okay.
I did open mics. I did
Okay.
everything, and I had my stand-up comedy show in 2019 December.
Wow. Okay.
And I thought 60 people will show up to the show, and because they're all my friends,
Okay.
450 people showed up to the
Oh
show,
my
all to come
God.
and see me,
Wow.
and it just gave me so much happiness.
Yeah.
And then like that, I wrote children's books,
Wow.
three children's
Yeah,
books.
yes, I remember that.
One of it's called I Have an Italy in My Pocket, and it works now for my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like that, multiple things I did, and one of the major things I wanted to do was social media,
Okay.
because the outreach
Right,
of social
right,
media
right. Is
Instagram and
phenomenal.
YouTube, and
Yeah.
it just
It's-
blew my
yes.
mind. It blows it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I see it in Dodla because how they do Instagram pages and
Right.
everything like that.
Right.
But what do I Instagram about?
Yeah.
Nothing. I
Yeah.
have nothing in my life to Instagram about, right? So, sare, oka roz avutadile, we'll see. And this mahjong came into my life.
Yeah.
Mahjong is not my bucket list. It just came into my life. And I said, hey, why don't I use the medium of Mahjong to get on Instagram?
Wow. Yeah.
And that's how it's sheerly, that's how it started.
Okay.
No other reason. And I went from 8 followers on December 18th, 2025.
Yeah.
And now I'm like 3,600 followers
That
by
is-
the end of February. I don't even know where these people are coming from.
Yeah. All of them genuinely follow
And
you.
they're genuinely
Yeah.
following. And
Yeah.
it's not like I don't even know how. People said, did you buy your followers? I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that.
But how does it feel to, enjoy that
People
title?
people are interacting with me
Yeah.
wherever I walk, anywhere I go. They're like, Madam Mahjong. I went to Delhi the other day
Okay.
in the airport.
Okay.
I was just sitting
Yeah.
quietly,
Right.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
And one lady came to me and said, "You're Madam Mahjong," and I love the fan following. It was one person. Okay. But still, I now know
Oh, no,
how it is to
it's
be
not
a,
one person. It's definitely not one person. I know at least 100 of them.
so it's great. I mean, I'm loving it. And so who knows, maybe in a couple of months I will be the number one influencer
Definitely.
in India for
Definitely.
Mahjong.
I'm sure.
Right?
I'm sure.
Of this crazy little niche
Right.
space called Mahjong.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. I'm learning
Yeah.
so much about Instagram, I'm learning so much about
And you're so innovative
followers.
in Mahjong also. You're very innovative. You're coming up with your own
games. It's
strategies.
again strategies, games. I feel that Mahjong has to move to today's world,
Right.
and it has to be relevant for today. For the game to be again goes back to things sustainable.
Right.
Then it has for sustainability.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing.
Right.
And okay, I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
How long, we're forever long it's going to last.
Right.
I'm loving the journey. I'm loving the people I'm meeting, Kinnera.
Right. Yeah, that's more important.
I'm meeting some of the most fascinating people. I love people.
Yeah.
And I met your sister
Yeah.
was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she loves you too. Everybody, whoever comes across,
It's-
they just in like probably the first meeting itself, they become your fans.
And Mahjong makes you happy.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just synonymous.
Right. But what is Mahjong? What does it represent in your life? Is it strategy, or is it, just a moment of pause, or is it just simple joy? What is it?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. And it's true. Mahjong is taking chaos and making order out of it. And that's what Julia Roberts had said, in the beginning. And I was thinking, oh, she's an actress, she'll say all these phenomenal things and whatever. But it's true.
Yeah.
See, you take chaos
Right.
and you bring order to it.
Right.
And I think that's what the universe does every day. That's what
Yes.
we do
Yes,
every day.
That's so true.
We take chaos
Yes.
and we make order.
of it. Yes.
Okay, order
That's
of
so
it.
true. Yes.
And that's what Mahjong does. It also brings community together.
Okay.
It brings
Yes.
people together.
Right.
And time stays still for just
Right.
that moment that you're playing.
Right.
I am more connected to my cousins than I have ever been.
Oh.
My grandmother, who I taught how to play
Yeah,
Mahjong,
I saw that.
she's playing now with her great grandchildren, her grandchildren. She's playing with the great son-in-laws, her son-in-law, not her son-in-law, but
Yeah.
my husband.
Yeah.
I mean, she a woman who had nothing to say to anyone. Nobody
Yeah.
even wanted to listen to her. She's
Yeah,
91.
Yeah.
Sits with us at a table, and we're having conversations.
Yeah. There's no age bar. There's no gender. There's nothing.
Nothing.
No bars in that.
It's just four souls playing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's so much philosophy in it.
Right.
There's so much. It's really even hard for me to explain what it is. And I think that's why everyone likes it so much.
Yeah. So, do you think every woman needs that private space to just enjoy or just do things that she loves, just like how we are doing mahjong?
I think every human being
Yeah.
needs it.
Yeah.
And women especially need it because they need, there were studies I've read, studies done, that a woman who takes time off for herself, even if it's just once a week for 2 hours, is more is the probability of her handling stressful situations, the probability of her handling stressful situations properly increases
Wow.
because you are stable.
That's right.
You know, we cannot be one of those atoms that are constantly in motion.
Right. In chaos.
You just need to rest sometimes.
Right.
And just take a deep breath
Yeah.
and do what you need to do. Some people go to a movie,
Yes.
some people whatever. I play mahjong.
Just do whatever you
Whatever
like.
you need to do,
Whatever makes
have that
you-
good laughter,
Right.
okay?
Achieve
Stabilize again.
Calmness.
Calm, stabilize yourself again.
Right.
Just to go out there and, figure it out. I think golf does that to a lot for a lot of
Yes,
people.
true. Yes.
Sports do it
Yes.
for a lot of people.
Yes.
And in today's world, nobody wants to go out and party anymore because it's more
Exactly.
stressful.
Yeah. I totally understand that.
Partying
I
is
agree.
stressful.
I agree. Dressing up, showing
Dressing up, going,
posting on
eating,
Instagram.
drinking, posting. Oh my God, it's so stressful. I mean,
Yeah.
I get stressed out if I have to go to a party in
Yeah.
we're in Hyderabad.
Yeah. Your
When
next
is
day
a day
also
when there's no
becomes
party?
chaotic.
Next day is you're
Yeah.
just putting on more chaos to chaos.
I swear. Yes.
So
true.
I think I recommend all women to find somewhere where it is not chaos.
Okay.
It just brings you
Calmness.
and
Yeah.
joy and a good laugh
Yeah.
with just three other people. Not too many people because
Yeah.
too many people stresses you out again too, right?
Right.
But a group of four who you just love
Yeah.
to be with, or a stranger
Yes.
that you just met
Yeah.
and play mahjong. You don't
Yeah.
have to do anything else,
And you're sorted.
and you're sorted. Just go
Yeah.
home.
Simple solution.
Yeah, make that good chapati.
After mahjong.
Since we have that whole chapati thing going on right now, so
Right,
yeah.
Yes, so let's have some fun with a rapid fire.
Ooh, I love
with
it.
Madam Mahjong, okay?
Karan
So-
Johar, I love you. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll ask you a few questions like riddles.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Let
right.
me see if you get it. And if the viewers will answer it before Madam Mahjong does, you will get a surprise gift from Madam Mahjong.
Come to
Yes.
mahjong classes.
You'll get a free Mahjong
A
class.
free mahjong class.
If you answer before her.
And that's worth a lot
Yes,
mentally.
Yes. So the first one. Okay. I am not in your tiles. Okay. I am not in your tiles. I am not in the wall. But I decide who really wins. If I change just by one discard, your entire strategy collapses. What am I? I'll go again.
You're not in the tiles. You're
I'm
not in the
tiles,
discards. You're
not
not
in the wall, but I decide who really wins. Okay, if I change by just one discard, your entire strategy collapses.
What?
What am I?
What am I?
Yeah.
Flower.
No.
That's in the wall.
No.
It's not a joker. That's in the wall.
Yeah.
All tiles are in the wall.
What is not in the wall? What is not on the table? And if I change the
My
strategy,
mind.
something similar.
My strategy.
The
My
flow.
mind? I go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Or rather than going counterclockwise, I go
Yes,
this way.
Yes.
Oh, that was.
If I
I
change
didn't
the
get it.
flow.
You get a free gift. Whoever you are, you got it. I
DM
mean,
us.
Madam Mahjong failed. Okay.
Okay. So next one. Let's see if who's the second lucky winner. Okay.
So a lot of Mahjong classes.
Yeah. So I look useless alone. I look ordinary in pairs, but in the right formation, I become unstoppable. What am I?
Pung.
No,
No, you're not a pung.
No.
No, you're.
No.
I'm useless in pairs,
No, I look ordinary in pairs. So that means I'm okay to be in pairs.
but I look.
But I'm useless alone. In the right formation,
I'm a chow?
Yes.
Oh,
You're a
I'm
chow.
useless in pairs.
Yes.
Oh my God. My mahjong people, please come to my rescue. Okay.
I made these up.
I'm impressed. I'm going to publish them.
Yeah. Next one again.
Okay.
Okay. So I make weak hands strong. I make strong hands lazy. If you depend on me too much, your strategy collapses. What am I?
Jokers.
Yes, you're right. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You still have one more?
Two more.
What?
Yeah,
How
we're
long
done
did it
with
take
three.
you to do this? I hope you didn't. Again, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I slow my discards.
Okay.
Okay. I start watching everyone.
Okay.
The table becomes nervous. What state am I in?
You're fishing.
Yes. Just one tile away. So is 10 pie the same? 10
What?
pie and fishing are same?
No, tempai is not that.
It's not that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
10 pie is different from fishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, nobody fishes
Okay.
in the world
Okay.
except for in India.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
you came up with that or
No.
Okay. The Indian mahjong.
Indian heritage,
Okay.
even they don't fish.
Okay.
Somebody created this concept of
Wow.
fishing somewhere
Yeah.
and it stuck.
Yeah. But
And
it's so
using
nice.
using the fish on the tiles,
Oh, I love that.
it was created by somebody in Bangalore.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
To put that little fish.
Oh.
People just used to say I'm fishing.
Yeah. Oh.
Like Uno, right?
Yeah.
But this particular lady started putting it.
Wow.
And
I
so-
love holding that and saying fishing.
Fishing. So it's a very Indian thing. Like I said, mahjong it's moving.
Yeah.
It's
evolving.
It's evolving, and it's
Right.
evolving to today's world. You know,
Right. Right.
so a lot of things that never existed before.
Right.
It's now existing now.
Right.
So
That-
yeah,
that's
it's
so
fun.
amazing,
Hey, you know,
right?
whatever makes it fun,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yes. Absolutely.
for it.
Why not?
Why not?
why
It's
not?
not like we're like competing.
Right.
Huh?
So the last one.
Yes.
3 of me were already impressive.
Ooh.
Okay. But you wanted more. So you showed off.
And I made a Kong.
Yes. You made a pung into a car. Amazing.
Okay, I want all of these.
Yes.
I'm
Very
gonna
good.
I'm gonna do the
Yes.
my next open play.
Yes.
I'm gonna
okay.
give everybody this, and they
Oh.
have to just
Right. Yeah.
write down the
we'll come up
answer.
with more then.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yes, I felt like I was in a math class. You know, we had to do math problems.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Thank you. An ode to Madame
Yeah.
Mahjong. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
So here we are. End of
And-
the podcast of nothing.
The podcast of
Of
nothing.
nothing.
It's the
But-
podcast of nothing but everything.
But
right?
everything, right? So when I wanted to start this off, I literally had nothing to ask you. I mean, when I was thinking I'll interview the doctors or something, I definitely have a list of questions related to medical field. But to you, I thought, okay, let me just talk about nothing. And it turned out to be that we literally spoke about everything.
And I think that's the best talk.
Yeah, I loved it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what the universe is
Yeah,
about, right?
Yeah. I hope they loved it too.
Yes. Nothing but everything.
Nothing but everything. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
I had such a-
being my first guest of the podcast.
I am so honored,
Yeah.
and I'm so looking forward to all the other guests you're gonna have.
Yeah, me too.
Always remember me though. Okay?
Yes, of
Madame
course.
Mahjong.
Of course. Forever.
Thank you so much, Kinnera.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much for taking your time off and, having a beautiful, meaningful conversation with us.
Thanks.
Yeah. Before we close, I want to say this not just as a host, but as a woman. We are taught to adjust, to maintain peace, to carry everyone else's emotions carefully in our hands. But somewhere along the way, many of us forget to carry ourselves. Success is not about being everything to everyone. Strength is not about silence, and empowerment is not about a title. It's about knowing when to speak, when to walk away, when to say no, and when to choose yourself without guilt. If you're listening today and fighting a quiet battle at home, if you're shrinking your dreams to fit someone else's comfort, and if you're waiting for permission to take up space, this is your reminder. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to have a voice. You are allowed to outgrow the version of you that kept everyone else comfortable. The modern Indian woman is not asking for power, she is reclaiming it. And sometimes the bravest revolution is the one that begins within. Thank you for listening.